Aloha, this is Matt, and you're watching Life in Paradise on YouTube. Hello everybody, this is Matt. Thank you for joining me today on my show. Today's show is a special on the smoking ban in response to all of your comments. Before we get started, I'd like to thank all of our friends, all of our subscribers, and even those of you who don't like me. I love you all. Okay, now, this business that it's been proven that secondhand smoke is an actual health risk, I believe is false. It's not been proven. Okay, a lot of you are probably referring to the EPA study that was done in 1993. The funny thing is, the study was actually submitted in 1993, but the EPA had already classified secondhand smoke, or as they call it, environmental tobacco smoke, as a Class A carcinogen in 1992. So they made a statement that was unfounded. So now they got to do a study to make sure that their statement is true. They didn't actually do a study. It was actually what they call an analysis. They analyzed 33 different studies, and they found that 2 of them were too positive towards secondhand smoke, saying that it was good for you in some cases. So they threw out 2 of those studies. When you throw out two studies out of the only 33 known, now your statistics are skewed because you're using false numbers. Okay, they ended up only using 11 of those studies in their analysis. Again, it's not a study, it's an analysis that they did. And that skewed it even further. And even after all of that, they still couldn't get the significant relative risk rating. The relative risk rating is kind of a statistic scale that they use. Okay, what they say is that anything under a rating of 2.0 is insignificant. They want anything 2.0 and above. 3 is better, as they say. So when they did fudge all the numbers, they changed their margin of errors so that they would have an even bigger margin of error. The helicopter flew over. Well, that sucker went right over my head. Oh, we got another one. I'd like to thank the Air Force right now for doing that very impressive flyover we just got. Back to the issues here. As I was saying, they widened their margin of error. And when they did that, they still got an insignificant relative risk rating. It was still below 2.0. Then they actually just cherry-picked what numbers that they wanted to make it fit. And even then, it was below 2.0. With an insignificant statistic, they still stood by their claim that secondhand smoke is a Class A carcinogen. Okay, now, this is my favorite. It is the World Health Organization. It's run by the UN. They went and did a study over a period of about 7 years in Europe. They used several thousand people for this study. And when they got the results, they said, oh, we can't publish this. This doesn't work right. Well, a British newspaper found out about their report and they said, you got to publish it. And they kept hounding them until finally they published it. The results were interesting. Regular household where you have a regular husband and wife, one spouse smokes, the other doesn't. They found that the spouse was about 16% more likely to get cancer. Sounds bad. When you use a relative risk rating, it's 1.16. Again, insignificant. Around a workplace where everyone smokes, one person does, some people don't smoke. The non-smokers they found had a relative risk rating of about 1.17 in their analysis. Again, insignificant. That's why they wanted to hide it. Now, this is the more surprising thing. The World Health Organization also found out that in children, our most vulnerable resource, our children, in a household where both parents smoked, they found out that these children were 22% less likely to get cancer. What was that? Less likely to get cancer. Okay, so it actually had a benefit to these kids. They weren't getting cancer as easily. It toughened them up. Now, that's just giving you all the statistics here. This is the bottom line. If you don't want to go to a bar that has people smoking in it, don't go in. It's your right not to have to go into that bar. If you are a smoker and you can't go to a place, or you don't want to go to a place, nobody says you have to go there. I said if you're a person who's working in a bar and there's people that are smoking in there, you don't have to stay there. There's no ball and chain holding you. You can quit and find another job. Bottom line is, there are people out there who still have the right to smoke. And as it turns out, if it weren't for us smokers, a lot of you wouldn't have health care. As a matter of fact, as it is, if you don't have enough smokers, a lot of government funds wouldn't be there. What does this mean? This means that road taxes would go up, general taxes would go up, taxes to register your car, taxes for all kinds of things would have to go up just because we're not smoking. Okay, now, on your side, I do believe that cigarette smoke is indeed bad for your health if you smoke the cigarette. It turns out that anybody who works inside of a bar and they're around people who smoke, they found out that in that air quality, it's equivalent to smoking maybe 6 cigarettes a year. Hardly significant at all. Now, as far as bans go, it has been proven, especially up in the Midwest of the United States, that small businesses have been hurt badly. As a matter of fact, many businesses where bans have been imposed on smoking were closed down within a few months. They can't take the hit. Now, small business goes down, a lot of other things go up. A lot of prices, a lot of taxes. Okay, I'm going to be sounding like I'm beating a dead horse, but that's the way the things are. I'm surprised that the ACLU doesn't step in, because remember I told you the last time, right? I don't need anybody telling me what to do and how to live my life. None of you need that either. Okay? First it's cigarettes, then what's the next step? Alcohol, driving. They're going to tell you how to live your life. They're going to tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Now, speaking of that, that's another thing to think about. The police over here do not support this law, really. They don't enforce it. They got real crime to go and catch, real criminals to bust. Okay, not some guy lighting up a cigarette in a bar someplace because he wants to smoke when he drinks. I mean, if you really want to stop something bad, okay, that's the least of your worries, the secondhand smoking, people smoking tobacco. Okay, you want to stop something bad? How about we stop drugs? Okay, get out there and actually do something about it instead of spending all this time in legislation. Better yet, why don't we actually start enforcing some of the existing laws on the books, which we don't even do? I'd like to thank you all for joining me today on my show. If you have anything that you'd like to share with me, any kind of comments, again, there's a comment spot out right below this show. Also, you can email me. My contact information will be coming up shortly. Thank you and mahalo. Aloha, this is Matt, and you've been watching Life in Paradise on YouTube. Tune in every Friday for a new episode. Mahalo.